a very unique occasion for us today. We've done so many things, even wonder what kind of sermon do you preach in such a state. But I want to take you back to Cana of Galilee. There was a wedding that Jesus was invited. Jesus went with all his disciples, and his mother also went with him. Maybe these were their relatives, but they were invited. He was not the main guest. He was simply one who was invited, and he went with his team. And he had a reason why he took his people. The Bible says they got into the place, and possibly some invitation desk or set was put there, and Jesus sat with his disciples. And so Jesus sat there with his disciples, and his mother was familiar to the family that was wedding, and the wedding went on very well. And after they had finished the wedding, as usual, they went for the drinks, and they went to eat, and they went to drink. And that in Jerusalem, people waited and the people sang, and the whole night people spent there celebrating. There was too much wine, especially if it is a rich family that is wedding. And there were different degrees of wine. There was best wine, but there was also very low wine. But when there were many guests, they always brought the lower wine. Now that one was not costly, just to cut down costs. Each one of you is given just a bottle of Renzori water, and some others are given each bottle of Pepsi Cola. So they give different types of drinks. And so at a certain hour, the relatives of Jesus knew that this man can do miracles. And so they told Mommy Mary, kindly tell your son, the wine is over. This is embarrassing. We've invited many guests. This is very, very embarrassing. Can your son perform a miracle? And Jesus listened to the mother and said to the mother, woman, it's not my time yet. Mary went away wondering, but she picked her faith, because she knows how her son works. And she said, you guys wait. If he tells you something, you do it. Kindly obey him. But they also heard when Jesus said it was not his hour. It's a very embarrassing situation. If our pastor who has invited all of us to come today, and I see there's some yum yum here at the end of the day, there is cake, and there is some meal, I think. I saw smoke somewhere. I also prepared my stomach for that. And you know I love food. It's only that I can't get fat, but I love food. And so I prepared myself. But Pastor, I'm not speaking ahead so you meet my needs. But there may be shortage today. I hope Jesus will be around. So that was the situation. And these guys kept looking at Jesus. What is he going to do?
Is he going to answer our prayer? It's getting embarrassing. Even the high table, there is no drink. It's getting too late. Mary,
Mariam,
please come, go back to him. Mary knew her son. Pray once.
And you leave him to do the rest.
And exactly the hour came. So Jesus, when he was walking into the party, there were 6 pots out there where people with fullness of water. And each guest would get there and wash his feet and their hands. And because there were many people, they finished all the 6 water in the 6 pots. But Jesus walked back to the pots. And he says to them, where are your workers? What is he going to do? The pots. This is for washing feet. Do we do this? Somebody know? Can anything change this thing?
He's not saying a half. A half does not produce a miracle. You have to fill the pot to the brim. That's the nature that Jesus does when he does a miracle. And so these people filled the pots. They came back to him and said, yes sir, Rabbi, we have filled the pots. And he didn't go back to the pots again. He just told them, now go and draw something. Take to the head of the fish. That's all. Yes, how do you like this? You are the one who put water there. Are you going to serve the head of the ceremony with water? I think this was the most trying moment in life. But they obeyed him. Because Mary had told them, do what he tells you to do. And that's the greatest breakthrough in miraculous life. Do what he tells you to do. It may all show impossibilities. It may show all unfaith. It is a serious unbelief. But when Jesus has spoken, obey it or remark. Obey it. Now, I'm putting aside the issue of marriage, but this is a marriage ceremony also. Why is Jesus bringing the issue of water in a marriage? What is he thinking? What is he doing? Because Jesus also talked with parables. And he did things with mysteries. What is he doing here? So he tells them, go and draw the water. Take that water to the head of the ceremony. And these guys obeyed. So they scooped water, 1 cup, I don't know. And they took it with a lot of fear. Because the thing was water. Water. When they looked at the cup, it was water. Wine is different from water.
the chemicals that make water are not the chemicals that make wine. But now you are carrying water. People are expecting wine. Let me repeat again. The chemicals that make water. You see this? It doesn't know. This is water. This is wine. It has a color. This one doesn't have color. People are expecting this one. You are carrying this one. There's going to be something wrong with your head. But in order to obey God, we walk like fools. Carrying water taken from the pot in the name of wine. You are not taking to Jesus. You are taking to the head of the assembly. If you are taking to Jesus, you will still have hope that he's going to do something. But you are not taking to him. He didn't say bring it to me. Get it, take it to the head of the ceremony. You walk like a fool. And then you take it and say, sir, we got more of the wine. You are not saying water, but you know it's water. So you are also now joining another way. We have found wine. Can you taste? Subject it to your laboratory, examine it properly, do what is possible, prove that it is wine. You know, those of us in Uganda here, let me use Ajono Kulepe. You know Ajono. Those of you who know how Ajono is produced, and then somebody brings water, then you say Ajono Nuta. This is alcohol. Something upstairs. Upstairs is not functioning well. But they went. Let me give you one little lesson. When you are in dialogue with God, change your vocabulary. Talk the vocabulary of God. Because if you keep your vocabulary, it has no power to change this into wine. You have to apply the vocabulary of Jesus. So this guy is saying, sir, this is wine we have brought to you. Those of you who are bosses, I heard that there is a Mr. 5 here. He is our boss. If you walk to him with water and he has guests, and then you are saying, sir, I brought you extra drinks for you. This is from Jesus Breweries. Jesus. And everybody knows that's a preacher, he doesn't have a brewery. But you are walking there. You are a man of authority and power. Then Jesus said, let him taste. This is me, Simon Peter, thinking. I think he also said, after he has tasted, give me a feedback. And so the guy waited. When the authority is taking the water, and when the guy drank it, It was not lower, it was excellent.
Mama raile just not okay taitike. Konya raile telekari.
Excellent.
Telekari.
The question was,
Ayingi settings now.
where did you get it from?
I boy do my inijo ebinolo.
Now the man's mind is running through different breweries. And his brewery is the best brewery here. This is like from so and so's brewery. It's the best. Confusion comes in your head as you listen to this guy.
I totally kill Pupido Inera.
I brought him water. I was talking like Jesus that this is wine, you taste it. But the thing now is real wine. And he's demanding, where did you keep this for the rest of the time? Do the language of Jesus. When you do the language of Jesus, you make the impossible possible. In the process of all of these things, I want to say 2 or 3 things that we need. Number 1, the presence of Jesus is important in your life. Our human life is full of deficiencies. There will always be gaps. And those of you who have waited today, in your marriage there will be so many gaps. But the presence of Jesus changes those gaps. Of your personal life. You may be wondering over many things, impossibilities in your life. But Mother Mary said, no, my son is here. And my son is the one that fills gaps in people's lives. Where there is subtraction, there is a plus. Where there is a subtraction, there is a multiplication. And Jesus is both the plus and the multiplication. And Jesus does this with a lot of excellence. May each one of us keep the presence of Jesus in your daily life. He will always step in the gap. He will always fill the gap with excellence. And these people finish their ceremony with great joy. Because Jesus brought excellency at the end of the day. The best of the wines, the best of the drinks. The presence of Jesus is what we need. In life, there are many trials that will come. My brothers that are wedded today, those ladies are so beautiful to you. But as you grow in the ladder of life, those wonderful and beautiful ladies, their frame will change. And they will never look the same again. When I was a young man of 25 years, you could look at my face and you say, that's the best man in the world. I was very handsome. If I walked on the streets, all women would look at me. Because because I was smart. I put on a shirt called Yamato. There was another shirt called Rensori. There were many beautiful shirts. We also had shoes during our day. They were called Batatanga. And they were so good for us young boys. But time has changed. If you look at me today, you will know that the man has grown. He walks not like I used to walk. He jumps up not like he used to jump. My first lady is here. When I took that lady for the very first day I saw her, and I said, this is the one I want. And my parents said no. Those light-skinned women cause problems. All men love them. Don't bring a bit darkish. Ethiopian, bring Ethiopian. I said no. I go for this one. I will meet the boys there. And we will fight the ghost. I am going to win the case. And I won. But now, the light skins have changed. The good news is Jesus has filled this gap. We no longer look at our light skins. We look at our dear lives that Christ has made a difference in. We didn't have much money when we got married. We didn't even have a good house. Jesus has provided us with a house. Jesus has provided us with a temporary car which you give us, which we use every day. Jesus has given us a driver who drives us. There will be areas where Jesus will meet. Keep the presence of Jesus in your marriage. The second thing, obey what Jesus tells you to do. Now Jesus says, fill the pots. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that water. Jesus used a liquid to teach us many things. In the Psalms, we read about the two liquids again. God used oil and dew. Again, those are liquids. And here he also uses water as a liquid. What is the function of these liquids? When he used oil, and he said, I pour that oil on the head of Aaron. Aaron had beards. And so he poured it on his head. And that oil flowed from the beards of Aaron. And it made Aaron a powerful priest. The liquid was a symbol of a great priesthood. The symbol of spirituality that raises you to the level that God wants. What is, my brother, if there was oil flowing through your wife and there was oil flowing through you, what kind of marriage will you have? That oil has the capacity to turn your spirituality liquid here is to symbolize the spiritual capacity that is brought into your personal life. And then he used the dew in the morning. And he said the dew comes over Mount Ammon. And that dew will go through the valleys of that mountain. A few months ago I was going to Karamoja. And I drove through the villages of Abim, right there. And we passed through a valley and there were hills on both sides. And I looked at the soil around that valley. And I saw the production, the productivity of that valley. Very fertile. And there's a dew that comes from those hills. And let me tell you, in the nation of Israel, Mount Hermon, that was always filled with the dew, brought the productivity and the wealth of the nation of Israel. I met a professor of agriculture recently. She was in the Azam Island in Australia. And the farmers there don't use rainwater. They use irrigation. The water that comes from beneath is better than the water that comes from above. Let me tell you, men who have taken those ladies, the dew of Hermon, the fertility and the productivity it brings into life, it is just mere dew. But those dews are better than the rainwater. From the days of Adam to the days of Noah, that's about maybe thousands of years. The whole world was taken care of by dew. And that was the most fertile world you could ever find. There was no water. There was no rain coming from above. The first time the rain came, it's the one that caused the flood that destroyed the world. You are better off, my brother, with the dew than with the rainfall. The dew is so proportionate to the crops. It's so proportionate to the grass. It's so proportionate to the soil that when you plant your seed there, the dew is able to bring much from that product. If you planted your seeds and too much rain came, they will never germinate. Seeds need a proportion of water to be able to create tension on the seeds. Too much water does not allow the seed to germinate. Build your marriage systematically, my brother. Don't expect from your husband thousands of things all at a time. Don't look at others who have much and then you say, I want that. You are destroying the seed, the life of a seed in the ground. And your marriage will not do well, because it will die. Support your marriage by dew, not by the rainfall. I know that's really heavy for you. That's heavy for you. Don't expect too much from your husband. And don't expect too much from your wife. You make your marriage complex. You will develop problems. And your marriage will wobble over any time. And you will end up fighting. Build your marriage with dews. The dew is the best you want. Can I stop there? Let me not go too far. But I want to remind you again. When I come back next time, I'll take you to the book of Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel chapter 47. This man was taken to the river. And then when he got there, they measured. The man entered the river and measured. And it was here. And then he went a bit deeper. And he was here. Then he went a little bit deeper. And he was deeper. And then he got to the most deepest place. And he entered the whole water. That's why Jesus said, fill the pots. You go slowly. Fill the pot. Fill the pot. Because when you fill the pot, it is that feeling, the feeling of it, it is what gives it life. If your pot is halfway, it will not. You feel it, it will get enough. There will be life. I'll come and unfold that another time. Because I want you to know that how your marriage will walk bit by bit. And it goes deeper and deeper. Every foot you increase will produce a difference. If you go back into Ezekiel, it will tell you something different. It will tell you about life. It will tell you about how that life begins to breathe out. It will tell you how that life flows, makes the dead alive. When you grow your marriage in deep bits, the dead skills and talents in your wife, the dead skills in you, when both of you go and build your marriage in peace, you go deeper and deeper, and you begin to see your marriage busting and supporting life. As you go deeper and deeper, you will see that marriage beginning to be very productive. As you go deeper and deeper, you will begin to see that marriage being a blessing to the entire community. Because Ezekiel says it will flow. It will flow. And wherever it passes, it goes life. All the dead trees along the path where it passes, there will be life. And there will be fruit in others who are dead. This is what Jesus is looking at. When he said to these guys, fill the pots. And this is the occasion of marriage. Don't take this thing out of context. And he wanted to tell this man with his wife, when I am with you, I can give you what to do. I can tell you what to do. I'll show you how to get back and fill those pots. I am the miracle of your production. I am the miracle of your fruitfulness. I am the miracle of your economic wealth. But you follow me. Then he walks with you. And the water is getting deeper. And it's getting deeper. And it's getting deeper. Fear may catch you up. But Jesus says, follow me. And you go deeper. And you go deeper. Your marriage. When you walk with Jesus, in the depth of the water, that water means a lot. I'll close with this one. When Hagar was running away with her little boy, she was chased away by Sarah. And she ran away. And they had been given a little bottle of water. And water got finished. And Hagar looked at the boy. He had dated one. And she put the boy down. And she went and sat somewhere. And tears began to pour out from her. She's watching her son dying. The son of Abraham. She's an Egyptian girl. And she just came and she was brought as a housemaid. And Sarah, who had a barren womb, used her productive womb to produce this boy, which I thought she could own the boy, because I got that baby through her. She should be able to say, that's my son. Now she has chased me and chased me with my boy, and the boy is dying. I don't want to see him die. She dropped the boy there. The miracle of water comes. The angel comes to say to Hagar, what is going on? He said, my child is dying. Just above water only. And the angel said to Hagar, turn round. She turned round, and the water was coming from the ground. Take the water, give to the boy. And she got the water and gave water to the boy. And the boy walked away. Today Ismail has multiplied. That's the Arab one. Water supports life. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this wedding. And thank you for these celebrations. And thank you for bringing us at the table that you gave us today. Joy of meeting brethren. The flow of water. The relationships we have one with another. The depth that you have taken us has brought life across. I pray favor and a blessing on hundreds and hundreds of people that are here. That your blessing will go with each one of them. And to all the families that are here in Kumi, Father, that you take them deeper in the dews of your water. That there will be healing in our marriages. That there will be growth in our marriage. The support systems will come to our marriages. And our families will shine for the glory of God. Lord, thank you for loving us. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for being a leader guide for us. And thank you for teaching us today. It was water, but it was best wine.